And welcome. I noticed that somebody was waiting, so if you're waiting, hello, good to see you. Or not, I can't really see you, but good to have you here. And I'm working on this painting right now. Been working on it for quite a while. Actually, not even that long. Like probably like a total of like somewhere between 6 and 10 hours. So not even that long. But there's a lot of things that need to happen in order for me to feel better about this painting. And yeah, quite a few things that need to be modified. And with that said, let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to pull a brush here. And I don't have anything to really talk about for this live stream as far as I don't have any thoughts that I want to establish as the main idea of today's session, as much as I just want to go ahead and paint. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to paint. I'm not going to spend too much time talking. This is not a talking stream today. Sometimes I talk. I mean, I'm always going to talk during these live streams, but I may talk less than others on some days. So this is a very bright white. I need to lighten this up with the yellow. I don't even know where I got that yellow from yesterday. This might be it, right? Here we go. So we're gonna bring this down. All right, almost an exact match. And we're gonna try to curve this in. So curve that in, and then curve this in, and then we need to like tighten up this chin. To be less pronounced. And I think that's going to help us to feminize this face. And here we go. So that's part of the paint over work. You really want to adjust this face. There's a lot of features that just not working for me on this head. So we're gonna also go ahead and paint through this and include this piece, include this color in here, and we'll start to add the shadow later. After your paint has dried a bit is a good time to get back to something. One of the reasons why I love oil painting is because some of the time that it takes to dry can be quite a while, but at the same time, different parts can dry throughout the day depending on what medium you use. So there's a lot of stuff you could do to modify the drying time of oil paints, and that can allow you to basically like work at different times of the day. Someone asked me the other day, they said, hey, you know, do you paint all at once, or do you actually take time between paint sessions? And what I said was, when I used to paint smaller, you know, when I did smaller paintings, I used to be able to get away with painting for like the entire, like just doing one painting in one day. But as the paintings got bigger and as my work started to change, I found that I had to, it was almost a necessity that I had to start taking time in between my work. So that's that answer. And as you can tell, these are not real heads. These are based on busts of heads. And actually, I could probably use this to paint in this eye right here. So let's go ahead and grab some of this color. Let's get this eye. This eye will come straight out. Maybe even a little bit higher. And then this one will even come in a bit further. So we're going to go like right here. And then this is going to come up and around. And there we go. So we created a highlight on the eye, and then at this point all we need to do is modify and change this eye. But as you could also tell, the values are quite different. So I will need to go into this and kind of change the structure of the skin color here. And this definitely needs some work around here under the chin. So let's go ahead and add this color into here. Clean off this brush. Off this brush, and we're going to take this blue, we're going to tighten up this chin right here. It's a little too, the chin is a little funky, so we're going to straighten this out here. Oh, look at that. It's the nose here that's kind of creating an unusual design. But let's see what I can do about this right here. So because the corner of the nose kind of like blends into it, it kind of creates this thing, this texture. So what are we going to do about that? We're going to leave that for now. About the blue, I want to see if there's anywhere else tightened that I can add this blue to tighten it up. Let's go right into here's okay. Okay, clean off this brush. And now what I gotta work on is actually I'd probably leave this head. But there's something wrong with this head right now. And here's what's wrong with it. It's not curling up the way it should be into here. Actually, I need this head to kind of pop out, so let's do this. Grab a little bit of our ochre here, make it a bit of a darker tone. Make it even a little bit darker. And this shadow is going to come down into here. We're going to work this shadow into these parts of the head. Even lighten it just a little bit for this next section. As we go up into here. And into here. And then lighten it up even a bit more as we start to go around here. And actually, we could probably use this color. This would be an appropriate color to go into the ear with. Give this some dimension around the ear. Toxic Quesadilla, what is up? How are ya? What is up with you? How's it going? It's been a minute, huh? Just a few minutes. There's a familiar name, Toxic Quesadilla. Painting's coming out nicely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate those kind words. Yes, we are coming along on this painting. Still a lot of work to do, but I feel like this is going to be one of my favorite pieces thus far. And here's what I gotta do. I gotta add in this black here. Grab some black, and I need to bring this black down straight into the head here. And with that black, it's going to help me to create the separation with this head. And then I'm going to do one more color up there in order to separate our design, but this needs to come down. Actually, that doesn't need to come down. We're going to go, what can I use this black? Where's a good spot? Let's go like this, grab this. Go like this. The empty heads. Symbolic of something. This is symbolic of something. And let's go into this. And with this color, what I can do is I can go into the cheek here and adjust the form of the mouth. So that's what I got to do. I got to adjust the form of this mouth And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use a very dark ochre. I'm going to paint over what we have. So these are just some minor adjustments that I feel need to be made. It's going to go like that. And I'm going to pop this over. I'm going to lighten this up just a bit. Go with this. Where's this going? Okay, so I'm going to use this, whatever this color is. And let's see how we can modify some of this lip area. So this lip looks right okay over here, but I think it needs to go a little bit higher. And just past the nose. And there we have that. And here we go. So using this opportunity to curve in certain features. And honestly, I think I could curve even a little bit further. My goodness. Need to curve it in even further. Round it out even further. So let's take this black. I'm going to go further down. And then this yellow, let's bring in some of this yellow. use this hair to black to color in some of the hair here, so that there's no more of these issues, and we will color on top of this black in a bit at some point. But for now, we're gonna keep it nice and some nice dark shadows, and then we're gonna go on top of it. Let's see now as we come into here. Come into here, go around the side of the ear here. A little triangle piece. What needs to happen here? I think the lips need to be less. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep the lips red. I think that's okay. But there's just something that's not working on this face. This color's too dark. I'll have to work and rework this for quite a while. Okay, so we're going to add some color into this piece right here. And let's do this. Something. Let's go with the light shade. Lighter tone of gold-ish. We're just gonna go bring this. Start with the bottom part. And then we're going to go right there. It's gonna form a little trifecta. But also gonna add some color into our lips here. I already see some issues. Let's go like this. Let's fix up these lips here. This piece comes out a bit. I think I need a little bit more highlight to put into here. And let's go. Let's see. So we got to do something with this eye. I need some deeper shadows with the eye here. So what we're going to do now, let's go back to this, our small brush, our detail brush. And we're going to carve in some of those details here. So got this nice, really thin brush here, super fine detail brush. We're going to carve out with our black. And here we go. So keep this nice and sharp as far as this edge goes. Bring this top edge in. Bring this down a bit. Create a separation of shadow here. And then separate these eyelids right here. And then we can actually go into this at some point. I think these need to touch a bit better. And this is a little too far back. Okay, still a lot to do. Let's move some colors around. And I need to do it with this, oh, wrong brush. Where's that small brush? So I'm going to adjust this part right here, make some modifications. I'm just going to blend it up just to make it seem natural. Oops. I think what I could do is go into this nose here. Oh, and you know what? A little bit darker. With our red. Our bit of ochre here. And I think we need to color this piece. Bring in our shadow right around there. And what we'll do is we will eventually update this, but for now I want to let some of this dry, let some of the texture kind of sink in. This needs to be a little bit thinner. So let's go like this. A little bit too much. Let's round this out. else can we do with this brush? What are the possibilities with this brush? Let's see, I can go into here, create some texture and design. Oh yeah, here's what I gotta do. Need to brush in the shadows for this head. So let's do. Trying to decide on a good brush for this. So this is a chisel blender. This is a blending brush. I need to fix it up a little bit. And let's see, keep this going along. And hopefully this becomes more chisel-like. Yep, that helped to free up some of the. So one of my favorite tricks. Now I wouldn't use this on a super expensive brush, or like a fresh new brush, unless I really had to. But since this is like a bit of an older brush, and like I failed to keep it clean, the paint has somewhat dried up in it. So this technique with using a pin to go through everything can be very helpful. Can be very helpful. So let's keep going. Okay, where do we need work? Here. A lot of places need work, but where specifically do we need work right now? Gotta get this place right here. Oh, right, I wanted to do this piece. So we're going to use some of our black red ochre paint. create a nice dark color, and we're going to form this shadow along this head right here. So I think this forehead might be a little too big, but that's not too bad of an issue. What's happening here? And let's go right here. Go right up into here, into the eyes, and then if I go right above this eyebrow, I can curve this up right there. This is definitely the hardest face I've ever worked on. And it is just not working out right now. The hardest face I've ever worked on. I'm just gonna have to call this head abstract, you know, because in its current state, it is not very acceptable. What can we do? Whatever shall we do? So many different styles in one painting. All right. All right, this is probably a good brush for this effect. But I might just have to like start from square one or something. I don't know. How do I do this? Let's go like right here. And let's do this again. So we've got this piece right here. A little edger right there. Maybe I just need to highlight that hair when I have the opportunity. Let's see about this mouth area. I think the thing that, I mean, obviously there's still a lot that needs to improve here. And maybe if I just color in the eyes. Actually, you know what? I should do what I did here and just color in the eyes here. Just turn it all dark, so that I'm not so distracted by what I think needs to happen. I kind of just focus on getting certain details little by little. Means if that's right there, you just somehow carve that out. Now let's fix these abstract looking lips. So, you know, the lips are kind of abstract now. They're kind of interesting looking, but it wasn't my initial intention to make it look abstract in this way. So I don't necessarily want it to look that way just yet. Maybe after I kind of get more of this done, I'm going to do something. that, you know, makes it all crazy and wild and crazy. But for now, this face is, this head. This head is giving me some troubles. Head is giving me some troubles. Let's go. So let's do this. Let's see, maybe I should blend in some of this ear because it's a little too dark. There we go, soften the ear a bit. Soften the dark shadow in the ear. And maybe what we can do is we can take some of this blue, what we've already got, and let's add shadow is going to give this piece dimension. That's all we're doing. When I say dimension, I mean looks 3D. And here we go. So I love looking back and forth between between this window, my live, and this, because it really gives me an opportunity to kind of like check what I'm seeing versus like what's working, what's not working, things like that. Since this is a dark area, let's add a little bit of that right here. Add a little bit of that right here. This just helps to add dimension into everything. Make things look 3D, different. We got the red in here. Got the blues already. Actually, this needs to be colored, painted up, I think. All right, let me see. Oh yeah, no, that piece is good. Piece right there. And I'm going to take some of this blue. Should lighten the blue. We're going to lay this into here. It's almost like a thing around his head, like a little magnet type thing that I'm gonna have to do what I did here with some of the other parts. And basically, so let me clean off this brush, actually. Okay, let's see. We'll do red down here. So a softer red. Means this. We're gonna go right up into here. We're gonna do basically what we just did. Okay, that's gonna come down like so. Yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with that backspace yet, but I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna figure out what to do with this. So let's figure this out. Let's do get some of the detail on these lips here. So finally establish some of the detail. And Add some light. Right there. You know what I really need to do is actually just paint this one flat color and start over. Do this. Bring out this color. This is really our only solution. So I kind of have to start these areas all over again. It's not so bad though. Not so bad. I'll have to redo these and come back to it in a little bit. So the real question will be, if I was to leave it like this, did the artist choose this face like this on purpose, or did they mess up and they just didn't feel like fixing it? All right, let's go. We could go into here. Do some blending of this part of the head right here. let's start to add some of this to this ear to loosen up some of the color on this ear. Just a bit too bright. I mean, too dark with the shadows. The shadows are a bit too intense. Okay. And where should we go? I have to save this one for another day, but I think I can work on some of these eyes with this brush. Actually, I should use this brush. I need to darken the eyes a little bit. Darken the shade that's in the eyes. So we're going to use like a light, we're going to use a green for this. Why green? Actually, you know what? Maybe green's not the best color. We'll go with the green. Modify with the red. Or ochre. Okay, here we go. Go right into here. Probably helps so long as I use this color throughout. Let's actually get some of that color again. I'm going to go to the top of the lip with this. And let's get our natural skin tone out. Get a nice little skin tone. There we go. Huh. Bring our yellow ochre out. Yellow with our white. And carve this into the lip. Alright, and then now we gotta get into here. Run the eyes down here. Let's go this color. We need to blend it more than we need to. Lighten it up. All right, now's a good time for a little break. Back a little later. Me too. Let this one sit and breathe for a bit. And that's a wrap on this for now. We'll be back in a little bit. Those of you that tune in, thank you, and we'll be back soon.